Welcome again everyone to another tutorial video wherein I'll be discussing or giving a run-through of Module 3 and Module 4 for the fourth quarter period wherein you're going to create a web page using a website builder and also using HTML and CSS code. So let's proceed. First here at Let's Focus for Module 3. So in 2 weeks, you'll be able to understand the use of website builder software and how to create web page using this kind of software. So number 1, understand the use of website builder software. Navigate through the website builder software and also create an HTML and CSS page with the use of a website builder software. So here at Let's Prepare, you would see that your third module project would be a web page that is created using a website builder software. So later on, ano ba yung mga different types of website builder software. So you can create a web page or a different web page with this kind of theme. So pwede siyang gaming web page, pwede siyang travel web page, fashion and beauty web page, online shop web page. So you could also look for other kind of web page that you want to create other than this 4 na nandito sa module. So if you're going to create any type of website that is other than this 4, it's okay lang. Okay, so the submission is through my email. So the output that you're going to send is a link. Since we are using a website builder software, you're just going to share your work to my email or send it through my email. So in the other part or other column of the table, you would see the rubric for project number 3. Okay, so let's proceed to task number 1. So task number 1, entitled Finding Inspiration, you're just going to create or look for at least 3 web page that you think that can help you in creating your desired website. So you could look for at least 2 web page that will serve as your inspiration in creating your own web page. So first, ang ilalagay nyo muna, ano ba yung type of website that you're going to create? What type of website that you want to create? Then next, look for the link. You must insert the link here and explanation why. Why do you think that that website will help you in creating your web page? So same goes with website number 2. So you just need to put the link and explain why. Then here's reading number 1. So here's a website builder software discussion regarding this one. So tatlo lang naman yan. Most common software that we use to create or build a website is Google Sites, Wix.com, and WordPress. So most probably you would be using any of these 3. So it's up to you what type or what kind of website builder software you're going to use. So most probably, most of you may use Google Sites since you have already a Google account or Gmail account that you have created. So Wix.com is also a free website builder software, but it would be paid if you're going to upload your website in the internet. Same goes with WordPress. Now, maybe will you be asking, can you your website in your smartphone? That would be one of your concern. Now, when we are talking about this website builder software, in Google Sites, you cannot use your phone to create your site because sites or Google Sites is utilized only for desktop version. So most probably you would be using laptop or computer or desktop computer for if you're going to use Google Site. Now for Wix.com, both it could be utilized in phone or smartphone and in laptop or desktop version. So if you don't have a means of borrowing or using or utilizing a laptop or desktop computer, I suggest that you could use Wix.com because it is also available, or your website can be edited using your smartphone. So any of those two, and also WordPress. You could also use WordPress depending on what you prefer. But I guess WordPress also utilizes desktop version more rather than the smartphone or in the browser in the smartphone version. Okay, so for references and guides, you could scan the QR code or go to the link that I provided in YouTube for basic tutorials for each of the website builder software. It is a very easy tutorial simply because it just show you what are the things that you can do and also the interface of each software. Okay, so let's proceed to your module project number 3. So sa module project number 3, simple lang din ang gagawin ninyo. Upon creating your web page, upon sending the link of your web page through my email, rp.avila@ntc.edu.ph, in the box below, you must insert or write your plan on creating your website. What are the different strategies or what are the different things that you consider during, before, and after your web page creation. So that's how simple you're going to do in your module project 3. So create a website using a website builder software, then write your plan or your specifics or step-by-step process that you undergo in creating your web page. So that is for module number 3. Okay, so let's proceed to module 4. So module 4, the last module for this quarter and for this school year rather, it is the same with module 3, but it is the application of all the lessons that we have since quarter 1 up until quarter 3. So it is the summary of all of our lessons. So here, in 2 weeks, you'll be able to create a website using HTML and CSS code. So kung napansin nyo sa module 3, you are only using website builder software, so you don't need to use or code using HTML and CSS. Now, for module 4, you're going to use HTML and CSS. So apply basic knowledge and skills in HTML and CSS coding. Create an HTML and CSS web page using Notepad or our quick edit app. Then design a custom web page based on your own creativity. So it's up to you what kind of website you're going to create. Same with the parameters or the reminders in module 3. We're going to test your knowledge in creating a web page using HTML and CSS. Now, again, if you have any type of website other than this 4, you could use that one or create that one, but using HTML and CSS code naman po. And same with the submission, it would be on my email, rp.avila@ntc.edu.ph. And at the second column, you would see the rubric for module project number 4. Okay, so let's proceed to planning it out. So this is the only task that you're going to create. So for task number 1, you must supply or insert or write one word that will be associated with your website. So an example is given below. So for example, the type of website I'm going to create, this is for example, gaming website. So what are the words or adjectives that describe my website? So first, or as an example, I inserted or written interactive. So I want my website, or I describe my website as interactive. Okay, so just fill up the boxes of a word that you think or that best suits your website that you're going to create. Okay, so that is for task number 1. So for reading number 1, here are the tips and tricks for designing a website. So from the first quarter module, you are introduced to the world of web page, website, and coding. So you become familiar with how web pages work. So for the last module, here are some tips and tricks that you can use upon building your own web page. So number 1, you could see here is the cheat sheet. So HTML and CSS cheat sheet is a very useful tool that you can use in coding. So you can scan the QR code to get a copy of those sheets, both for HTML and CSS. Now, if you're going to ask me, pwede po ba na iba yung gamitin kong code, yung hindi po nandyan sa binigay yung referencer? Yes, it's okay. If you're going to use other codes other than the codes that is in the HTML and CSS cheat sheet, okay lang po. So, no problem about that. It is just for your for reference, and also it could help you or guide you creating your website. So, next, choose your fonts and colors wisely. So, in module 1 and 2 of the 4th quarter, we are able to tackle and also discuss how would you choose proper font combinations and proper color combinations using color formula. So I know you must be able to determine the different kinds of color formulas and what are the different things that you must consider in using fonts. So you must be able to apply that in creating your website. So next is less is more. So in designing a website, you must have an organized content or layout or elements that you would want to be seen on your page. So designing it with a proper layout and minimal elements will create a modern looking website. So there's no need for extravagant designs. Just keep it minimal for me to be able to see how you were able to lay out and how you're able to create your website with just HTML and CSS code. Next is organization is the key. So be able to organize your content properly. Learn how to create a layout wherein the user interface is very important. And just like dun sa task number 1, sinabi ko nga interactive. So it must be user-friendly. It must be able to guide the users to what is the most important part of your website. Then last one is keep calm and code. So I know there are a lot of times that you are disappointed why does the code doesn't work, or what did I do wrong in my coding, bakit hindi siya gumagana. So again, don't be disappointed. Just take a look at the codes that you have or that you code. Just look at it and double check if they are properly encoded or properly coded. I-check na maigi, mamaya may kulang. Then also analyze each part. Analyze per line of the code. So be able to troubleshoot your own code. Always remember that if you're going to at least make sure that your code is working, you must have also the patience to double check each line of the code. Then the more you understand and plan for the design of the website, the better to determine your codes to be used. So again, don't be disappointed if it doesn't work. Just look at your code, double check, and right after that, if still hindi pa rin, you could seek help. You could ask for help in troubleshooting your website. Okay. So additional tips: make sure that the media files, HTML, CSS documents are in the same folder. So siguraduhin na magkakasama sila sa isang file directory. So use the correct image format when inserting graphics in your website. Kasi mamaya gumamit kayo ng JPEG pero gusto ninyo na hindi makikita yung background. So anong tamang graphics format ang gamitin? So most probably you must use PNG para walang background. So it's up to you. So what kind of image format you're going to use? Must be able to jive in the design that you're going to create. Then plan your design. There's no wrong in searching the internet to look and find inspiration of what kind of design you're going to do. Then next is sum it up. So in sum it up, kung natandaan ninyo, we have activity number 1 to activity number 2, or A1 to A10. If you were able to keep track of all the codes that we created, if you're going to just sum it up, put it all together, modify it depending on what kind of website you're going to create, you're almost be able to create a full-fledged HTML and CSS web page. Pag pinagsama-sama nyo lahat ng mga code na ginawa natin, especially dun sa quarter 2, module 4, yung HTML links, most probably magiging ganun yung itsura nun ng website na gagawin ninyo, and all of the codes na binigay ko or pinag-aralan natin would help in enhancing that web page that you're going to create. So last tip is to ask. You will never go wrong in asking. So don't hesitate to ask questions, and if ever hindi ko pa rin kayo matulungan in a sense na magbigay na advice through messenger or through any means of communication, you can send the code to me and I'll be the one to troubleshoot if ever there is something wrong in the coding. So you could seek help. Don't forget or don't hesitate to ask me whenever there are questions or any codes that you want to clarify or want to make sure na gagana siya. Okay, so module project number 4. So there are no parameters given. You have the free will to create your own and design your own website. So all the codes will be on you also. So you have the freedom to choose what kind of website you're going to create. So don't forget the reminders or the tips that I've given in reading number 1. And syempre, refer to page 1 for additional information. So right after that, isulat or i-print yung code. Pwede nyo i-paste na lang dyan kung you have a resource, or pwede kayo if you have a resource like printer, you could just print your code and paste it there. And also, you must put your CSS and HTML code here. Okay, so don't forget to write it there because I'll be double checking your codes. Okay, so that is the last activity for our subject, web design. So I hope that you have learned at least a thing or two in creating a website, because it's very hard to teach this kind of subject without any hands-on activities. If I will only just describe it to you in these modules, it would take a lot of time for you to understand. But if you have created a website which is I saw a lot of submissions already in the previous activities. I am happy and I'm glad that most of you have tried to create and design your website. That is a very good thing because it really shows that you have interest on designing or creating your web page. So in the last part, I inserted a short letter to everyone. So be proud of yourself because you were answering the last set of modules. So congratulations, and you made it this school year. So I hope that again you learned at least a thing or two in our web design subject, and I hope that you at least learn something in this subject upon knowing how to code using HTML and CSS. So again, don't forget to submit your work on my email rp.avila@ntcedu.ph. Okay, so that is all, and this would be the last video tutorial that I'll be publishing here in this YouTube. So I hope that if ever I could teach you face to face very soon regarding this matter. So again, thank you and congratulations for making it for this school